Just ahead on CTV News, U.S. Senate candidate Angela Alsobrooks campaigns around the county. Plus, Bowie State University opens a new center on campus. And the Commander's Field gets a new name. Those stories and more on CTV News starting now.
Good evening, this is CTV News for August 27th. I'm Mariah Jalad.
And I'm Byron Scott. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Senate hopeful Angela Alsobrooks is back on the Maryland campaign trail after her keynote speech at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago last week. Today, Alsobrooks took part in a community discussion in Morningside, along with District 28 State Delegate Edith Patterson and the Veterans of Foreign Wars, a key advocate for veterans' rights and benefits. Delegate Patterson asked Alsobrooks a series of questions about her plans to improve lives for veterans in Prince George's, a constituency Alsobrooks says is important to her.
I've been able to serve as their county executive, the largest concentration of veterans. Over 60,000 of them have been in our county. I've formed the first of its kind Office of Veterans Affairs as county executive and have worked on issues of homelessness, access to health care, access to job opportunities for veterans. Our veterans are heroes, the ones who preserve democracy and freedom for all of us. And I will certainly be there as a senator to ensure that the rights and freedoms that they fought for, that they are cared for in their moments of need.
This was the first of several campaign stops Alsobrooks made today in Prince George's and Anne Arundel counties.
And the Maryland Democratic Party has launched a new website targeting former Governor Larry Hogan, who is running against Angela Alsobrooks for a Senate seat. The website, RepublicanLarryHogan.com, casts him as Republicans' 51st seat Senate majority maker. The site links the former governor, who's been critical to Donald Trump and what it calls an extreme agenda, including a nationwide abortion ban. Last month, the Hogan campaign launched AngelaAlsobrooks.org, casting her as a partisan machine politician.
Maryland State Police are looking for the driver involved in a hit-and-run crash this morning. Troopers from the College Park Barrack arrived at Sandy Springs Road near I-95 around 3 a.m. A Toyota sedan had struck a man driving a moped. The striking vehicle then fled the scene. Investigation shows the driver of the moped is a 36-year-old man from Laurel. He was taken to the hospital, but his condition remains unknown. Anyone with information on this case is asked to call police. And Prince George's County Police have charged 4 individuals in connection with a tragic stabbing from July. The suspects are 18-year-old Daniel Villanueva Bautista, 23-year-old Maxwell Quijano Casco, 28-year-old Josue Lanes, and 29-year-old David Perlera Gonzalez. They face charges for the murder of 34-year-old Samuel Garcia Rojas. On July 5th, officers found Rojas in a vehicle on Ager Road in Hyattsville with fatal injuries. The preliminary investigation suggests the stabbing followed a heated dispute. All 4 suspects are now charged with first and second-degree murder and other related offenses. We'll keep you updated as this case develops.
And the Maryland Attorney General's office announces a number of arrests in connection with a series of burglaries and attempted burglaries of gun shops at Prince George's, Anne Arundel, and Baltimore counties. All 4 of the indicted individuals are under the age of 21. 3 are from Prince George's County. 2 of those charged are minors. 1 is a female from Baltimore. Investigators say the group stole approximately 80 firearms and 10 firearm replicas in at least 10 incidents from December 2023 and March of 2024. Officials say the group sold or traded some of the firearms on social media. Only 6 of the firearms have been recovered.
So while I'm here today to announce indictments, we're standing before you with a critical request to the community for help from the community to please speak up if you know anything about these crimes. The men and women of our area law enforcement agencies are working to recover all of the stolen guns, dozens of them, to remove them from our streets.
Among those charged, a 19-year-old Kaiwan Helmsley of District Heights, a 17-year-old boy from Temple Hills, and a 16-year-old from Upper Marlboro, all are being held without bail. Well, Maryland State Police, along with other law enforcement agencies, continue to crack down on illegal exhibition driving events. Police have announced a number of arrests in connection with a car meetup on Saturday in Baltimore, where participants allegedly took over an intersection for the event. The Prince George's man is among the 5 who were listed. He's identified as 20-year-old Jordan Okubo of Temple Hills. Others include a man from Baltimore who also faces handgun charges, and a Silver Spring man who is charged with disorderly conduct.
And Maryland has confirmed its first case of West Nile virus. A person living in Baltimore tested positive, making it the first known case of the year. The virus is commonly spread through mosquitoes who have been preying on birds that have contracted the virus. The CDC says there are no known vaccines or medications to prevent the virus, but you can take precautions that minimize risk of mosquito bites altogether to minimize risks.
Governor Westmore has announced that new applications are being accepted for the Build Our Future grant program. The program serves as a financial resource for innovation infrastructure projects to support eligible technology sectors. The program will provide matching grants of up to $2 million to projects that demonstrate a transformative impact in accelerating the growth in the state. Grants may be awarded to private companies, nonprofit entities, local governments, or colleges and universities in Maryland. There will be an informational webinar on Thursday. For more information, visit commerce.maryland.gov. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Byron Scott.
And I'm Mariah Gilad. Still to come, the DMV is known for being a melting pot of cultures.
After the break, find out what State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy has to say about the upcoming Multicultural Justice Festival. Back in a moment.
I surrender.
All right, pal.
Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's up?
Do we have a gun?
Why do you ask that, kiddo?
Can I play with it?
No, absolutely not. It's not a toy. You know that. Anyway, I need it to protect you, your sister, and Mom.
But what about the 8 kids who get shot every day by mistake?
Where'd you hear that?
Where do you keep it?
It's hidden.
I bet it's on the top shelf of the closet, under your sweatshirts. Is it loaded? Remember when I found my Christmas gift? You always told me to be curious.
No, that's not what I meant.
And when it's just me and Mom, I could use the gun to protect her.
No, Justin, I promise. I'm always here for you.
But Dad, you're not always here.
Sunshine through today with seasonal temperatures. We should reach our normal high of about 82 degrees by this afternoon. Clear skies tonight with a low near 70.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
You budget. You pay bills.
Yet somehow, women like you, like me,
are 80% more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to save ourselves by setting a goal to save 2% more of our income for our retirement. Why 2?
1% honors you.
And 1% honors all womankind.
So come on, learn more about the 2% challenge at WeSaySaveIt.org.
Welcome back. The Comprehensive Assessment Program, or MCAP scores from last year show continued progress in building back proficiency in English and math that was lost over the pandemic. 48.4% of students show proficiency in English, language arts, and the proficiency rate in math was 24.1%. Those scores are up slightly from the previous school year, less than 1 percentage point each. The State Board of Education President Joshua Michael says with full implementation of the Blueprint Plan, the board expects to see significant progress in proficiency moving forward.
And big news for Prince George's County Schools. The district has just hit a major milestone with its Blueprint Schools Phase 2 project. The district has officially chosen contractors for the project, working with a team called Progressive Education Partners, who will be responsible for designing, building, and maintaining 8 new schools. By 2028, 6 elementary schools and 2 versatile K-8 academies will be rising across the county as a part of this deal.
The State Attorney's Office is hosting its second annual Multicultural Justice Festival. These are pictures from last year's event, which featured colorful clothing, food, and music. Once again, people of all backgrounds will have a chance to get together and celebrate their diversity. There'll be plenty of vendors, music, dance, fun, and a serious side to the event as well.
I have Nigerian roots. I know there are people from Grenada, and there are people from Jamaica, there are Spanish people all over, right? So I know for one that we're going to be having a steel band play a couple of songs. I hear there are going to be dancers from other cultures also. I'm Nigerian, so obviously I'm going to throw in some Afro beats in there.
We want people to enjoy themselves. We really do, because joy is important in life. But we also want people to understand their rights. And so this event is designed to do both of those things. So if you want to come out, kick back, and enjoy some really good music, some good food, some good dance, that's great. But we also want you to leave with information on the criminal justice system, the courts, the state's attorney's office, the police departments throughout our county.
And that free event takes place this Saturday from 12 to 6 p.m. at Fairwood Park in Bowie. To register, go to the web address on your screen.
And the region has entered into a code orange air quality. Several fires in the Gulf states and the lower Mississippi River Valley are bringing smoke to the area, coupled with weak winds. Experts are advising people not to use charcoal grills or mow their lawns during the air quality alert. People who are a part of sensitive groups like those with respiratory issues are advised to limit outdoor activities and take frequent breaks if you're outside for an extended period of time. Other sensitive groups include older adults, children and teenagers, and people who work outside.
And Maryland's oldest HBCU holds a ribbon-cutting ceremony. Bowie State University opened its doors to the new Martin Luther King Jr. Center. The three-story building will house the Communications and Humanities departments, as well as the Military Science program.
It's a replacement building, replacing a building that was built in 1973, and today it will house many of our liberal arts programs here. We know that there is a need for a strong foundation in the liberal arts. While we're very strong in the STEM areas, we need to ensure students know how to think critically, communicate effectively, and know what's going on in the world around them.
And tune in tomorrow as we take a look inside the new center and learn about how the university is honoring the life of a former student whose life was cut short.
And still to come on CTV News, if you missed our Money Matters segment when we talked all about wills, don't worry.
Today, our financial expert Ernest Burley is here to talk about trust and how the two differ. Stay tuned.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Can you see anything different as a pill? No.
No.
You don't know?
Fentanyl is being mixed into everything now. There's only one thing that will save somebody's life. That is naloxone nasal spray.
Fentanyl, it's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
Why would drug dealers put a lethal dose of fentanyl in drugs if they know it's so harmful?
Really just all about the money.
I just didn't realize that one pill could change your whole life.
More kids should know.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
You quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, it could be too late. But now, there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early, when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Well, today in our Money Matters segment, we're talking about the importance of having a trust and when you might need one.
Joining us in studio today is our financial expert, Ernest Burley. Thank you, sir, for joining us. We're talking about trust today, but tell us, what is a trust?
Well, a trust is a legal contract that allows a person to move their assets to a person called a trustee to manage those assets for the benefit of beneficiaries. So it's a legal way to just move your stuff somewhere to manage it for beneficiaries down the line.
So how do you find someone to be your trustee, or are you the trustee?
Well, you can be your own trustee, also called, the person who creates the trust is called a grantor. But you can be a trustee of your own trust also. So it depends on what you want to do. I have a trust, I'm my trustee, and then you have people lined up behind you. If something unfortunate happens to you, become incapacitated, you pass, then you have people that will step in to become the trustee afterwards.
So last week you talked about wills. This week, trust. What's the difference between the two?
Well, there are quite a few differences. Like a will takes effect after you pass away, versus a trust can take effect while you're still living, right? Also, a will is a public document. People can do like a court search and find out who inherited your assets, how much they got, and all that kind of stuff, versus a trust does not. The assets and beneficiaries are not a public document, so you get some privacy with a trust. And also, a trust is a more complex type contract or document versus a will is a very simple document. So those are some of the main differences.
Okay, so how would I might know that I need a trust? What kind of assets would I have that a trust could protect?
Speak with an attorney. See, I'm not an attorney, so I would recommend everyone speak with an attorney. And they have you fill out like a multi-page questionnaire to find out where you are, what you want to do with your assets after you pass. And they'll let you know whether you need a will or a trust, because not everybody needs a trust, right? So they need that questionnaire information along with a conversation with you, and they'll be able to tell you which one you should probably have.
So does one need to be wealthy to have a trust?
No, not at all. I just said I have one. I'm not wealthy.
Okay.
No, you do not. Not at all.
Okay. What are some advantages of having a trust that a will doesn't give you?
Well, like I said, the trust stays more private, right, as opposed to the will is a public document for the most part. You can have it while you're living as opposed to the will is after you pass. But here are some things that are pretty beneficial also. You can manage your assets much more differently than in a will. So like with a trust, you can say, well, hey, I want 25% to go to Johnny after he turns 18, another 5% at age 20, another 10% at age when he gets married or whatever. You can't do that with a will. A will is processed during the probate process. All of it goes out, right? So the trust allows you to kind of stagger stuff out as you want to. Also, if you have children with special needs, or if you're responsible for someone with special needs, it gives you much more flexibility to take care of them. If you have a blended family, so there are a lot of different things that a trust can do that a will cannot.
So what point should someone consider whether they should have a trust or not?
Well, speak with an attorney. That's what I recommend. So if you're in your, I recommend a person when they're in their 20s or 30s. I probably should have had one in my 20s, because when I purchased a home when I'm at my mid-20s. So at that point, it depends on what your assets are, what you want to do with your assets after you pass, but a lot of people aren't thinking about that at a young age. So speak with an attorney, and they will be able to see, okay, what you have, what you want to do with those assets while you're living and after you pass, and they'll kind of make a recommendation based on that.
So I know when you make a will, you can kind of go and update it as many times as you want. Does the same thing apply to a trust?
Yeah, you can update it as much as you want. Same thing.
Okay.
Cost a little bit more though.
Talk about irrevocable and revocable trust.
So a revocable trust, you can make a lot of, you can make changes to it very easily, very readily. And that's a big difference from irrevocable trust. An irrevocable trust, you lose control of your assets in an irrevocable trust, right? And it's very challenging to make changes to that thing or terminate it, because it gives you certain tax breaks, and there are a lot of different criteria around that aren't on a revocable trust. So big difference between the two.
So is that the only reason why one might have one over the other, for those tax breaks and things like that?
Yes, that's why most people have it, to reduce their estate tax burden. So most people don't want to lose asset control, but some people, if they have enough in assets, they want to cut back on that estate tax situation and their other tax benefits. Some of them are willing to do that.
All right.
Not most.
I see. Well, thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Burley, for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. And individuals should contact their own financial professionals and attorneys to help answer questions about specific situations or needs before taking any action based on this information. And still to come on CTV News.
Simon Buggs is here with our Tuesday sports page.
That's right, and he's talking football, plus see what the new name is for the stadium where the Commanders
You'll have
play.
to wait to find out.
Back in a moment.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego, I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Jason, let's go see your room.
That's not right. How was it? Is it good?
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
All right, everyone, it's time for your Tuesday sports page. Beginning with some minor league baseball news, former Bowie Bay Sox catcher Samuel Basayo is on the move as he has been promoted to the Norfolk Tides. Like the Bay Sox, the Tides are a minor league affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. In 105 games with Bowie this season, Basayo has a .811 slugging percentage. He also recorded 22 doubles, 15 homers, and 52 RBIs. The 20-year-old also participated in the All-Star Futures game, which highlights baseball's top prospects. Basayo was ranked as a number 3 Orioles prospect. Congratulations, Samuel, and good luck in Norfolk. Meantime, the regular season opener for the Washington Commanders is less than 2 weeks away. And come September 8th, all eyes will be on rookie starting quarterback Jaden Daniels out of LSU. The 23-year-old has a lot of hype coming into this season as fans are hoping he can help turn the franchise around. And Josh Harris, who is part owner of the Commanders, is looking forward to seeing what the Heisman Trophy winner can do in 2024.
Super pumped that that Jaden is with us. I'm very excited about the pick. I mean, look, you all watch what I watch, right? I mean, you see, he hasn't been on the field all that much, but you see how we move down the field, different level. Plus, him as a person, as a human being, as a worker, earliest at the training facility, latest to leave, real teammate, real leader, real athleticism, and just a great person to be around. So I think that, I'm very, very optimistic and excited about watching him this season.
The Commanders will match up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for their first regular season game. The Washington Commanders have a new naming rights partner. Commanders Field, formerly known as FedEx Field, will now be known as Northwest Stadium. The partnership between the Washington Commanders and Northwest Federal Credit Union will officially kick off in September 15th in a September 15th press conference featuring both parties. Northwest will receive exclusive naming rights signage at the Commanders' home stadium, and the logo will be featured on the team's practice jerseys. Moving on to high school football, the Flowers High School football squad is looking to pick back up where they left off last season, where they went 9-2. The Jaguars' goal remains the same as last season, which is winning a state title. And the team's defense will play a huge role in this year in them getting back to the big game. I caught up with defensive tackle Cyprian Willingham, and he says this defense is deep and loaded with playmakers.
From the DNs to the safeties to the corners to the linebackers, like that interior, me and my other D tackle Reggie, I mean, that's a great wall of China. Ain't nobody getting past it. So I feel like with just me and him in the inside, that clogs with the inside, and my DNs, Juju or Julius Valentine and my other DN Ashton, they lock it down the outside. Nobody's getting outside either. Then my two linebackers, we have a young linebacker in Tiger Williams. Then we have another senior linebacker, Jaden Johnson. Both two hard hitters. I mean, they can drop it in coverage, catch a pick, and they'll hit you. They'll really hurt you in the run game too.
Flowers will open up this season versus Friendship Collegiate Academy on September 6th. And wrapping up sports, the Washington Nationals fell to the New York Yankees last night, 5-2. The two teams will take the diamond again at 6:45. And that is your Tuesday sports page.
All right, Simon, so the regular season, it's only 2 weeks away. What did you think
excited.
of Jaden Daniels in the preseason?
Well, Mariah, I liked one thing I think he did a good job of was getting rid of the ball quickly, because being as though our O-line is a bit of a question mark this season, it's not very good. I like the fact that he was able to get rid of the ball quickly and avoid getting sacked. I also liked how he put some of his arm talent on display too. I remember a game against the Miami Dolphins. He threw a nice deep ball to receiver De'Ami Brown. So there was a couple things I like seeing from Jaden. I definitely look forward to seeing what he can do this year.
What do you see for the team overall this year going forward?
I think this team can be around 7-9 wins. I don't think we'll be contenders just yet. We're still a few seasons away from that. So I think between 7 and 9 wins, I think, is a good improvement from last year.
Okay, Simon, thank you very much.
No problem.
Let's get a quick look now at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight will be partly cloudy. Tomorrow is going to be hot, 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 maybe the last triple-digit day of the summer. We're expected to reach a high of 100 degrees.
Wow. Thursday temperatures will cool down to a high of 86, but showers are coming later in the afternoon. Friday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 81 and low of 70 to kick off the Labor Day weekend.
And now for our community calendar. Thursday night, grab your chairs, pack your food, and head down to the harbor for the movies on the Potomac. This week's feature is The Peanut Butter Falcon.
The movie follows a man with Down syndrome who runs away from his residential home to pursue his dream of becoming a pro wrestler. The movie starts at 7 p.m. For more information, visit nationalharbor.com/events.
And that's our news for tonight. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
Good night, everyone.